Hello and welcome. Today, we embark on an epic journey into the vast and turbulent ocean of the internet, where legends are born and myths come to life. Prepare yourselves as we unravel the tale of the legendary Pirate Queen Empress. In the vast, turbulent ocean of the internet, there exists a war. A hidden conflict waged in lines of code between multi-billion-dollar corporations and shadowy digital outlaws. The prize? Video games. For years, one weapon seemed unbeatable. A digital fortress called de Nouveau, designed to be uncrackable. There was a time before the storm, a digital frontier, wild and open, when games were passed between friends like sacred texts. A shared culture of discovery. It was an age of freedom, but freedom unchecked invites control. A shadow fell upon the gaming world. It was not just another DRM, not just another simple lock. It was a monolith of control, a fortress of code named de Nouveau. This is an anti-tampering piece of software, forged by the hands of hundreds of human engineers. This was not a fortress that stood outside the gate. It haunted the very halls of the games it guarded. To understand this beast, you must understand its nature. It's a ghost in the machine, a digital phantom that constantly checks the reality of your game files. It plans dynamic triggers like digital tripwires. Deep within the code, crawls one, and it silently calls back to its creators to check for tamper. If the answer is yes, or if the call is not answered, the world of the game collapses. You are locked out, even if you paid. For years, the only force fighting back was a loose, honor-bound collective known as the Scene. These were anonymous groups of elite coders, competing not for profit, but for glory to be the first to crack a game. They had one cardinal rule: piracy is free. You never asked for money. But the beast was strong. It adapted. It learned. Many grew weary of the fight. Some lost their ways. They traded their code for coin, joining the very empire they fought to overthrow, becoming architects of prisons they once sought to break. But then, sparks of hope. A legendary Chinese unit, 3DM, cracked the first de Nouveau protected game.
Stand back.
They proved the fortress was not impregnable. The fight was not over. Yet for every victory, de Nouveau rebuilt its walls, stronger and higher. The continued fight was a war of attrition, and the resistance was bleeding resources and morale. 2016, another de Nouveau game was cracked by an Italian group, CP1. The Scene struggled for years. The fortress of de Nouveau seemed unbreakable. Hope began to rust. But then, when the spirit of the rebellion was at its lowest, she arrived. Not from a collective, not from the Scene. She was a singularity. A force of nature in a world of brutes. All hail, Empress. She did not just crack de Nouveau. She dismantled it with an artistry none had ever witnessed. Games that were meant to be cracked within a year, she conquered in weeks. She wasn't just a warrior. She was the whole damn army. The title of the greatest of all time wasn't given to her. It was a truth she revealed with every line of code she broke. Her crack for Resident Evil not only bypassed the duel, but also fixed an in-game shatter that persisted in a legitimate version of the game. This attention to detail and dedication to improving the player experience added to her legend. However, as her fame grew, it also brought intense scrutiny, and her ego began to manifest. She boldly proclaimed herself as a master philosopher, challenging the works of renowned thinkers from history and even positioning herself as one of the greatest intellectual minds of all time. Her reign was not a peaceful one. The old ways could not contain her. The scene fought for glory. Empress declared glory was not enough. She demanded tribute, a toll from the liberated. The proposal was as brazen as it was revolutionary. For a donation of $500, Empress would prioritize cracking a de novo protected game of the community's choice. To her followers, it was a bargain. But to the scene, it was heresy. It twisted a rebellion into transaction. The Pirate Queen had not only proclaimed the throne, she was also demanding tax. Years later, Empress achieved her most public triumph. She cracked the heavily protected Homeworld's legacy in less than 2 weeks. It was a technical marvel, but the note attached was a monumentary to her toxicity, filled with hateful rhetoric. She remains the undisputed champion of de novo cracking. She continues to release the world's biggest games, and she continues to attach her toxic manifestations to them. The Pirate Queen still reigns, not through love or through respect, but through necessity. The path to freedom is often walked by those who themselves are unfree.
Revelio.
Bound by ego, by hate, by a darkness they cannot conquer. Empress wields a powerful liberation, yet only seems to seek domination. A key that unlocks a cage, and by a hand that would forge another. In any war, there are calms between storms, and in the chronicle of the great digital conflict, the name Empress will be etched in fire. Her methods were not without chaos, her personality not without sharp edges. But he did not charge a tidal wave for the wreckage's beams, only for the coastline it reshapes. There is more to this warrior than meets the eye. Their ego, their rants, the conflict. Do not mistake the heat of the forge for a flaw in the blade. It is the fire required to bend the unbendable laws of code. Let the records show, but when the digital world was held in chains, when the old warriors flattened and hope faded to an echo, one warrior came. And she did not just break the chains, she melted them and forged a crown from them. I have witnessed this chronicle. Her motives, her madness, may be debated for eternity, but her skill, her absolute, her undisputed mastery is a truth that will stand forever. Rolo Daddy, over and out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.